Hello, and you're here with us, Z Payne and Drizzy Joe, with our second episode of debating. But this show, we're gonna do something a little bit different. We're gonna talk about the BCS. This isn't gonna be a biased debate as to I like Oregon, he likes Broncos. We're just gonna talk about how the polls have turned out.
Yep.
So let's take a look at last week's poll. You got number 10 Michigan State, number 9 Oklahoma State, number 8 Ohio State, number 7 Wisconsin, 6 Stanford, 5 LSU, number 4 Boise State, number 3 TCU, number 2 Auburn, and number 1 Oregon Ducks. Yeah. So now, as we all know, this has been a pretty crazy week for the BCS and all of college football. So we're gonna do our picks as to who we think is going to get dropped out of the top 10, and who's going to stay, and who will move up, so on and so forth.
Okay.
So here's Drew with his first picks.
Well, first of all, I like to start Oklahoma at number 10. The big win over Oklahoma State.
Yeah, you got to give them credit for that.
Yeah, and they looked a little off that game, but then just bounced back and won that game. It was a good game. And, of course, Boise losing that game to Nevada, very close game. I mean, Titus Young and Kellen Moore that last play, could have happened, but just didn't. Put them at number 9. And the Arkansas Razorbacks with a big win this weekend against the LSU Tigers. LSU suddenly ranked number 5, but then dropped out of the top 10. And got to give credit for the Arkansas Razorbacks. Great team. And the Michigan State Spartans at number 7. They started off really hot on the year, and then they have stayed really hot on the year. And then with a big win over Penn State, and just fell short of they got a share of the Big Ten title, but not the whole thing. But so I put them at number 7. And Ohio State at number 6 with a big win over their rival Michigan, and those Pro Combat jerseys yesterday, 1942. This is the sort of theme for that. So I put them at number 6.
Because of their jerseys?
No, not
because of their jerseys.
No. Terrell Pryor, great quarterback too. And Wisconsin at number 5 put up 73 points on a great Northwestern team and beating Ohio State on the year in a big game, which started the shakeup of the BCS on the year. And then this is where it surprises people a little bit. I put number 4 as the TCU Horned Frogs, jumping one spot because yes, they are undefeated and they have a great coach, great quarterback, and great defense. But
Ginger.
Yes, the Ginger. But I really don't think they have the schedule like Boise State, and so I just dropped them from that spot. And then I put the number 3 team as the Stanford Cardinal, because Jim Harbaugh turned that program around and picking up a big win last night against Cal. And then just off that opening season loss to the Ducks, on that win last night, it was Oregon State. But, yeah, so they turned around, and so now they're looking to head to the Rose Bowl. Yeah. We should have put on the roses right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I think they're going to head to the Rose Bowl. Yes.
Rose Bowl.
And then, number 2, I put as the Auburn Tigers, as usual. Cam Newton, outstanding, most likely to win the Heisman this year.
If he doesn't get proven guilty.
Yes, that is true. And number 1 as the Oregon Ducks, because they are an outstanding team.
Yep.
Great coach.
Defense to win it all.
Defense is good, but not that great.
Offense.
Offense is outstanding. They'll put on 60 points per game, but
run that spread like no other.
Yeah, so I love their uniforms too. Very nice. But
what uniforms? They only have like 25.
Yes, but really, the teams just have a lot of uniforms because of the Nike Foundation.
Yeah.
So let's get Z-Payne's review on these BCS standings.
Okay, you guys. So I'm gonna go with I was thinking about just completely dropping Boise State out of the top 10. I didn't think that they were worthy, but you know what? I gave them a little bit of consideration. Looking back as to the previous teams that they have played. So I'm gonna put Boise State at number 10, and I actually decided that I'm gonna put Arkansas at number 9. Surprisingly enough, I decided to move Oklahoma up to 8 after that big win, like Drizzy said, against Oklahoma State. Definitely showed that they're worthy of, obviously, a BCS Bowl. Then I got number 7. I have Michigan State. And Michigan State, they're doing really well this year. And I have number 6, Ohio State. Like Drizzy said, they did bust out those pro combats. I got to admit, they look pretty cool. Now, this is where I'm going to say this gets interesting right here. I have number 5, TCU. Okay? And don't get me wrong, TCU has a great program, but like you said, they don't have the strength of schedule. Looking back on their previous games, they lost. They beat Utah. Yes, they did. But look it back. Utah lost to BYU.
Yeah.
No, Utah beat BYU by 1 point. Okay? Now look at that. That's why I put TCU at number 5. Okay?
They can kiss their Rose Bowl chances goodbye.
Rose Bowl. And then I have Wisconsin at 4, and they're gonna end up in the Rose Bowl. They were busting out the roses, weren't they?
I'm not sure, but
no, it was either Stanford or Wisconsin at their last game. They busted out the roses. Anyway, I have Wisconsin at 4. Number 3, I have Stanford after that big win that they had yesterday. 2, Auburn, because they're not going to jump Oregon after they barely beat Alabama, a team that has already lost.
But really, Alabama, they were losing. They were beating them 24-zip, and then bounced back and beating.
I know, I got to give them credit, but to even be down that much in the first place, that's why I'm keeping them at 2, because no team is going to jump Oregon. I have Oregon at number 1, national championship, all the way.
Well,
thank you for joining us today on our segment, and we hope you guys have a great day. You stay classy, San Diego.